Hi guys, DalanaB here and welcome back to my channel, and today is Makeup Monday. So in today's video, excuse my mouth, in today's video we are going over eyeshadow. Now in last week's video I showed you guys how to get a full on beat. So if you have not checked out that video, please go ahead, hop on over to that video after you watch this one. Or watch that one first, then come back here. Either way, watch both of them. And the same thing I did in that video, I kind of showed you what brushes you needed, techniques, all of that good stuff, skin prep, where you start, all of that good stuff. So that's going to be the same thing in this video. So we are going to talk about brushes. We're going to talk about prepping your eye, bases, things of that nature, so that you guys can know how to achieve a eyeshadow look. So if you are not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you're an oldie but goodie, hey girl, hey. And let's just go ahead and jump right into the video. Okay, so what we are going to start off with is prepping the eye. Now there's a few things that you can use to prep your eye. Am I crooked, guys? Okay, I think I'm straight now. But like I was saying, there's a few things that you can use to prep your eyes, and I'm going to show you a few of them. So you actually have like eyeshadow bases, and this is the P. Louise eyeshadow base. You can get this off of their website. I have a love-hate relationship with this just because I don't think I've quite figured out how to use it correctly, but once you do use it, like once you figure out how to use it, it's a great base. It also makes all of your colors like pop really, really nicely. So I would recommend that. There's also like bases that you can use from MAC. You know, I don't know if you guys know, but back in the day, MAC had like those paint pots, which I don't have any more of those, but those used to be like my go-to ride or die. Those just help your shadows just kind of pop, make those colors just blend seamlessly. Like it was perfect. But lately, as of late, I like to use what I have, and I just use my concealer. So you can use any concealer that you have, and that will do the trick. For this video, and what I've been gravitating towards is my Tarte Shape Tape. Now, I will give you a little bit of a tip. If you're trying to do a cut crease, which we will not be doing that in this video because I want to keep it as simple as possible. But if you are trying to do a cut crease, I would highly recommend you using a concealer that is of a more creamier base and it does not dry down. What I mean by that is if it's creamy, it'll continue to move and it will not dry down, meaning that once you place it, it does not stay. So some concealers, they dry really, really fast. So you have to move really fast, but you want to try and use a concealer that is creamy and will move as you move. So like I said, we're going to start off using my Tarte Shape Tape, and I'm just going to put this over my eyelids. And I'm going to do one eye on camera just to kind of save some time, but you guys will get the full effect of what is needed to achieve an eyeshadow base with just the one eye. So I like to use the back of my beauty blender. It is damp to kind of just spread this all over. Now, what you want to do is you want to let that sit for a minute and kind of dry down a little bit. And then you're going to want to set this. And the reason why you're going to want to set this is the reason that I just kind of patted it a little bit, because it will start to crease on you. So because this is a really creamy concealer, it absolutely will crease on you. So what you want to do is you want to go in and set it. Now, my recommendation for setting my eyeshadows, or my base for my eyeshadow, you can either set it with some setting powder, whatever translucent powder you have, whatever setting powder you use, or you can do what I'm about to do, which is I'm gonna take an eyeshadow and I'm just going to use a color that's closest to pale or my skin tone as I possibly can get it, which is gonna be this color here. And I'm just going to set that, everywhere that I put concealer, I'm just going to set that. And I'm just going to put it on my brush and I'm just going to lightly tap over it. Now, when you set it, you want to use patting motions. You do not want to swipe because you will move that product and you don't want that. So you just want to pat that color into your eye. It could be something a little bit more neutral if that's what you like, but I just kind of like that right there and I'm good with that. And as you can see, it did not change the color of it. It may have brightened it a little bit, but I'm okay with that. So next, what you want to do is you want to find some brushes. Now, I personally like Morphe and Sigma brushes, but you can find more affordable brushes on Amazon. I mean, a good brush is key, but as long as you are using the proper techniques, I think you can still achieve the same look using a cheaper brush. However, Morphe does have some really good affordable brushes. Like most of my brushes are like $3, $5, something like that. I don't think I've purchased a Morphe brush. I think I might have one that was like anywhere between $13 and $15, and that was a face brush, and it is absolutely amazing. So you want to get some good quality brushes. Today we will be using Morphe and Sigma brushes because, like I said, those are kind of like my favorites. And I'm going to tell you each brush that I'm using and how I'm using it as I apply the shadows. So rule of thumb, not really rule of thumb, but just like a suggestion, depending on the look that you're going for, you always want to start lightest to darkest with layering your colors if you're going to be layering colors. So for me, since I've already put that down, that base down, that's going to be like my first color for me. And today we are just going to do like kind of like maybe like a fall color, I don't know. And I'm using some old products that I found, and they're gonna be some MAC products and some Juvia's Place products. The MAC products are the products that I found. So I'm going to start off with Brown Script, and this is what I'm going to use for a transition shade. Now, you want a transition shade, and what that shade is going to do is it's going to help prevent your colors from being so harsh. So I'm going to go in with a Morphe M504 brush, and this is a fluffy brush. When you are using a transition shade, you kind of want to, and this is all I'm doing is just really going into that. You want to use a like a dense fluffy brush so that you can kind of pack that color on. Now, when I say a transition shade, what you want to do is you want to put it right in your crease. And if you don't know where your crease is, you can kind of look down, take your fingernail, and just kind of feel for that bone. Once you find the bone, kind of underneath your eyebrow as well as your eyelid, that is your crease. And that's where you're going to want to put your transition shade. And all I'm doing is, at first you guys saw me kind of patting it in, and that's just to kind of get that color that I want. And then now I am just using circular motions. And you also want to be very careful where you place your hands. The lower you are on the brush, the more fanned out that it will blend. The higher up you are on the brush, the harsher it will be when you blend. That's just something that I learned. I like to kind of feather mine out, so I like to go at the base of the brush and kind of just blend. And you want to build this up to the intensity that you desire. Okay, so once you've got that blended in, you want to just go in with whatever next color you're going to do. Now, I'm going to deepen this up because, like I said, I want this to be kind of like a fall inspired look. I don't know if I said that, but I kind of want this to be like a fall inspired look. So now I'm going to go in with a deeper shade to kind of deepen this up, and I'm just going to use the color Embark, and this is also a MAC shade. And I'm going to go in with a smaller brush, but it's going to be a deeper brush as well. A denser brush, not a deeper brush, a denser brush as well. Okay, so this is the Morphe M441 brush. And what you want to do is you want to go right in the area that where you first started your transition, and you just want to very gently and take your time with blending. Like, blending is a process, and you just want to kind of pack that color right in underneath where you put that first color. So what you want to do is you just want to, first you want to pack it. So because I want this to be deep, you want to pack it first by pressing it in. And you always want to pack right on your outer V. You don't want it to go too much into, if that's your thing, then, I mean, but it could get harsh if you don't blend it correctly. So you just want to keep it right in the outer V area. Pack on as much as you want, whatever your heart desires. And then when you start to blend it out, don't add anything else to the brush. Just take what was already on the outside and you're just going to brush that or buff that in using circular motions. Just taking just what's the residue from the brush and just kind of buffing that in. And feel free to go back in, but just know that when you're using like a darker color, you want to start off with a light hand and kind of build it up, because if you put too much, it can go wrong really quickly and it can be hard to fix. So just go in with a light hand. All right, now that you've got that the way that you want it, you want to just go back in. If you feel like you've lost like that first color, you can always go back in and kind of add some to the brush that you use. But I'm good with what I have, so I'm just going to take that brush that I used to blend at first and just kind of blend those two colors together so that you can't see where one begins and the other one ends. And you just want to do that using circular motions as well. Also, when you're blending eyeshadows, you always want to make sure that you have at least one blending brush that does not have any product on it whatsoever. For me, that brush is a Sigma E25 blending brush. And the reason why you want to use this is because you can go in and kind of make, where I was blending that at first, you can kind of go in and start blending in between those colors that you use. And because there's no product on it, you're not moving any product or you're not adding any product. All you're doing is literally blending. So always make sure to have a clean brush, at least one or two, somewhere near you when you're doing your eyeshadows. All right, so you guys see what I got there? I got a nice blended look so far. Now we're gonna go ahead and finish this off by adding your lid color. Now you can keep this like this if that's what you like. I'm just gonna go ahead for the sake of the video and I'm gonna add a little bit of shimmer on here, and I'm gonna use the MAC Let's Roll, and this is just a shimmer shade. Now for shimmers, there's a couple of ways that you can apply these. You can apply them dry, you can apply them wet, you can apply them with a brush, and you can apply them with your finger. Now sometimes, depending on whichever one it is, you can, I find that depending on the product is what I mean. Depending on the product, I find that using my fingers sometimes gets a better payoff than using an actual brush. But because I'm trying to teach you guys, we are going to use a Sigma E55 eye shading brush. Now this brush is a little bit damp, and this just is gonna help pick up the product a little bit more. Now this is what it looks like. So it picked up a good bit of product. Now I'm not going to do a cut crease or anything. I'm literally just going to put this all over my lid. Now you could go in with a dark base to kind of make this pop a little bit more, but I didn't want to overwhelm you guys. So we are just going to use what we have, and you just want to put this all over your lid. Moving on to, you can either do eyeliner, and that's what we're going to do. You can do eyeliner or you cannot do eyeliner. It's all up to you and your preference. So for me, the liner, I like to use one or two things. I like to use either an eyeliner matte liquid liner, or I like to use a gel liner. So this is from Juvia's Place. This is one of my absolute faves. I also use this for my brows sometimes, so it's like a dual type thing. I like to use this one because it's creamy and it moves. So I like to use a product that is not going to be drying. Like my ultimate favorite was the Kat Von D Lock-It Tattoo Liner. I think that's what it was called. But I kind of stopped supporting her. So I moved on to the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. And this is one of my faves. And it is absolutely easy to use. It's just a kind of like a felt tip. Not a felt tip, but kind of like a really, really skinny paintbrush. And what you do is you just depending on the look that you're going for. I'm not going to do a wing liner today, but you just want to, actually I am. I didn't want to do this, but whatever. So now that I got my liner done, and the trick to liner is to look downward and then put your liner on. So that's kind of a little trick that I learned when doing my liner. All right, guys, so this is the final look. I went ahead, popped on that other lash, finished off the lash line. All I did was did what I did at the top, at the bottom, and use that mascara that I used, that It Cosmetics mascara. And then on my lips, I just use Beauty Bakery's Bowl of Cherry Lip Whip along with MAC's Night Moth lip pencils to come up with this look here. And I absolutely love it. So I hope that you guys learned something about blending eyeshadows and all of that good stuff. So if you didn't take away anything from this video, or just as a quick recap, you want to make sure that you have a good base. You want to make sure that you have a good brush. If you don't have a good brush, be ready to blend. And then that's the very last step, is to blend until your little heart cannot blend anymore. Blend until your hands get tired. Blend until your fingers fall off. But just blend, blend, blend. And then also have fun. Like, there's no right or wrong way to do makeup. Also do lightest to darkest, or you can do darkest to lightest. But the easiest way is to go lightest to darkest. And then, you know, you can kind of figure out the other ways as you progress. Make sure that you also have at least 2 clean brushes somewhere around you when you are doing your blending application. That'll help you blend out those colors a little bit more, and you're not transferring colors. You don't want to add color where it's not needed if you just want to blend. If you use a clean brush, that'll help you with that blenderization, okay? All right. So, again, if you guys have not seen my application for the full face, excluding the eyes, but the application for the face, please go ahead and check that out. That was last Monday's Makeup Monday video. And let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you enjoyed this look, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't enjoy it, tell me why. If it was something that you learned from this, let me know that as well. If it's something that you think that I could have done a little bit different, let me know that as well. In the meantime, in between time, I'll see you guys in my next one. Make sure that you are practicing social distancing, washing your hands, staying 6 feet apart from anybody that's around you that you're not in the same household with, and just stay safe, guys. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.